Hello friends, Jai Shri Ram. As the world goes green, India has taken a giant leap towards clean energy. India has launched the very first CNG bike in the entire world. There's a company in India called Bajaj. It manufactures two-wheelers not only in India but also abroad. It also has a market in emerging economies, means the countries around India or countries in Africa or even in South America. Now, this company has come up with a bike which will run on CNG. Imagine the impact on the global market, on the global scale. Just in India, there is a population of 140 crore people. Out of them, there are 36 crore two-wheelers running in India. Imagine if people take inspiration from this company and other companies in India like TVS, Hero, Honda, that kind of companies also come up with CNG bikes, then imagine the amount of impact it's going to have on the environment. And who started it all? Rajiv Bajaj, who is the owner of this company, Bajaj. So the bike of Bajaj is called as Bajaj Freedom 125 NG, where NG stands for natural gas and CNG stands for compressed natural gas. So it basically comes for around 1,10,000 rupees ex showroom for the topmost version. The lowermost version has a price of 95,000 Indian rupees ex showroom price. So when I say ex showroom, add 10 to 15,000 rupees extra for getting your on road price. So your top variant will cost you around 1,25,000 on road. Here, since it is compressed natural gas, within a 2 kg CNG cylinder, you can fit 12.5 liter compressed natural gas. Okay. And then it also has 2-liter petrol tank. This is just for your safety, just in case you run out of CNG in the middle of the road and you don't have a CNG refilling station anywhere near you. Then just to reach up to that CNG station, whatever fuel you require, that much fuel is saved in this 2-liter petrol tank. So 2-liter, it has, I think, its mileage is 65 kilometers, so it will run up to 130 kilometers. So it is within 130 kilometers, definitely you will be getting some CNG pump, right? So that is only for a reserve capacity, you can say. Mostly you will be using the CNG tank. Fueling is very convenient. So there is this flap in front of your, wherever you sit in front of that seat, there is a flap. It also has a keyhole, as you can see. So using your key, you can take it out. And here you can fill petrol from this slot, and then you can fill CNG using a adjacent slot. Very simple, very nicely done. I liked it. Switching of the fuels is also very simple. There's a switch on your left hand, so you can flip it towards the headlamp for CNG and towards you for your petrol. It is very simple. By the flip of a button, you can change the fuel. CNG cylinder is very well protected using Trellis Frame Chassis. Trellis Frame Chassis is the strongest chassis that exists in two-wheeler market. Many performance bikes like KTM, Bugatti, those bikes have this kind of a trellis frame chassis. Now notice that Bajaj has used this chassis, but this chassis is usually narrow. Bajaj has modified it a bit and it has made it a little thicker so that this 2 kg cylinder fits into it. Okay. And then this entire chassis is basically surrounding this cylinder. In another way, you can say that the entire bike is basically built around a chassis, and here they have built this chassis around the cylinder. So look at the amount of protection your CNG cylinder might be having, because first is the bike parts, after that this chassis, the main impact will be taken by the chassis. So no impact is going to reach up to the CNG tank as far as possible. This is what I feel, but still you confirm, your life is at stake. But I feel it is safe enough. There is no problem. The company has really done a good job in chassis selection at least. Then is the center of gravity of your bike disturbed? No, it is not, because this cylinder is not onto your side. It is right where the center of the gravity of the bike already was. Where is normally the center of gravity of the bike? Just below where you sit, right? And the cylinder is also placed just below where you sit, so the center of gravity of the bike won't get disturbed. Also, you notice that the seat is very, very long. Why is the seat long? So that when you take off the seat, the entire CNG cylinder is exposed. You remove the clips and all, and you remove the fitting which inserts the gas into it, and then you can take off this cylinder for maintenance. So for allowing this, they had to give a very, very long seat. This is how the bike looks. This is a transparent view of the bike. Your bike won't look like this. This is only for demonstration purpose. They were showing it, they were showing this thing in one of the events, and they made a transparent body bike. Here you can very easily see that this is the petrol tank of just 2 liters. Then this is your CNG cylinder, and then this is that trellis frame chassis. So you can see all those things because the body is transparent, but the bike which you will buy won't be transparent. This is only for demonstration purpose. Will the cylinder burst in intense heat? Now, I don't think so, because the flash point, that means the point at which any fuel catches fire spontaneously, that is called as flash point. So flash point of CNG is twice as higher as petrol. So petrol, if it catches fire at this temperature, then you will have to heat CNG at twice that temperature so that it catches fire. Okay, so it is difficult to make CNG catch fire, and it is twice as easy to make petrol catch fire. Okay, second thing is that mostly the accidents in CNG vehicles happen during the filling of CNG. Why? Because a high pressure gas is being put into a cylinder. Now if the cylinder is having a crack or a crevice anywhere, then there's a low pressure area there, and everywhere there is high pressure, that leads to explosion. Explosion is also not a hot explosion. The gas will explode and gas will come out. Now in the vicinity, if you have cigarette, or if you have some sparking happening which is having heat, means basically if you have some flame around it, some fire around it, then it is going to cause a hot explosion. That means things will burn. Okay, so for a hot explosion to happen, two things are required. One is your cylinder should be faulty, and then there should be fire around it at the same time. So it's rarest of the rare situation that a CNG thing will catch fire, and still CNG does catch fire. You must have seen CNG uh, cars catching fire. You must have seen CNG buses catching fire. Okay, but notice that whenever CNG buses catch fire, it's usually due to low maintenance of the cylinder. So it starts with the leakage of the gas. So in order to keep our bike safe, we have to keep that cylinder safe, and we have to keep maintaining it regularly. So is Bajaj willing to regularly maintain it, or Bajaj will wash off his hand? Here, yaar, one time I have sold you the bike. Now you take care of the cylinder. You take care of your bike. It's your bike now. Is that the case? No. Bajaj is behaving like a responsible company. Bajaj is saying that whenever you bring your bike for servicing, once in 2 years, I'm going to check that cylinder. Now, I feel the frequency of this check should increase to 6 months, once in 6 months. You let me know in the comment section whether this frequency of once in 2 years okay, or you want this frequency to be increased. I feel it should be increased to once in 6 months. And it should also depend upon the number of kilometers that the person is riding. Let us say this guy is a Zomato wala. Okay, so that Zomato wala will roam about every single day. The wear and tear will increase, right? So based on the kilometers also, this frequency of servicing should be decided. Is it safe to sit upon the cylinder? Very natural question. It's a good question. No problem. See, the thing is, I'll tell you, although your question is right, you don't ask the same question when you sit in an auto rickshaw. If a CNG auto rickshaw is there, the driver is actually sitting on top of the CNG cylinder. The CNG cylinder is right in front of your face, and you are still okay with that. It's a good question, but then why don't you ask it over here too? You should be asking it here also then. Then there are so many CNG cylinders below the passengers in a CNG bus. Then why don't you ask this question there? This is not a single cylinder, there's so many cylinders, and you're sitting right on top of this in a closed environment. And it, God forbid, but if something like that happens, it will be very difficult for you to come out of that vehicle while it is catching fire. So you're still okay with that. So if you're okay with all these modes of transport using CNG, then you should be okay with CNG bikes also. It should not be a problem. Besides, I'll tell you what, CNG being used in two wheelers is not a new thing in India. We have already been using it like this. I'll show it to you over here. See, this is how people used to install it in aftermarket fitting. Means you buy a TVS vehicle or any other two wheeler, and then you go to your off market people who will fit CNG cylinders into your two wheeler. This is more risky. There are two risks. One is the engine of that vehicle is made for petrol and you're trying to run CNG on it, so the engine will take damage. Definitely it's going to take damage. Second risk is that, what is the protection here? There is no good chassis and this and that. This is not even protected by chassis. This is a thin flap of plastic. This plastic flap, you think about it, if there is an impact, if there is an accident, this flap is going to give away immediately. Then that impact will be taken by what? This CNG and everything that is holding the CNG in place. So won't it be more dangerous? And if you were okay with this kind of bikes where the CNG cylinder used to be fitted over here in the dicky, and you were okay with this, what is the harm in Bajaj providing you this a nice chassis and everything? I think Bajaj is doing a better job, at least as compared to this aftermarket CNG fittings that you do. Instead of that, this is a well fitted CNG within the chassis of the body. It is more well protected. Second thing is, the engine itself is very much made for that CNG, so that engine won't take damage. So I feel if you are anyways going CNG in your two wheeler, then instead of fitting it in aftermarket, buy this kind of a bike, na, which is made for CNG. Some design thinking goes into it. So it will be a little more, it is supposed to be a little more protective, a little more safer for you, because you are going to drive your family on this bike, man. So just be a little more cautious, I would say. I would recommend that buy this bike instead of putting this aftermarket CNG. Of course, they also happen from certified people. I'm not saying that, I'm not blaming or I'm not doubting their expertise. These are also certified people in most places. There, of course, you should be seeing whether the person is certified or not. But still, I mean, it's better to have a bike which is actually made for it now, and it is having this nice chassis and everything. So this is a better alternative, I think. Then let us go ahead. Will the battery cause explosion? See, battery can cause sparking. Why? Because the terminals of the battery, suppose there is a loose contact over here. So uh, the sparks, means the current will basically or the electrons will basically jump from one terminal to another. So one from a terminal to the connector, okay, and this causes sparking. This is what we call as sparking. Is basically, it's as good as a flame, right? So if there is gas around it, the gas will catch fire. So now, will your cylinder be leaking on this side, and will this gas be stored over here, and then there is a sparking? It can cause an explosion. That is why the main thing is how well this cylinder is maintained. And mostly the leakages in a cylinder happen from the side, from that mouth of the cylinder, from where you are filling the cylinder. So that filling end is this end. That end, fortunately, they have kept it away from the battery. Okay, but still, I have a doubt that suppose there is a crack over here, the gas is filling up over here, you don't know, the seat is there anyways, and now there is a spark. Definitely there'll be an explosion. So how safe it is, it's up to you. I'm not promoting this brand or this company, anything like that. So I can speak out the truth. I have a doubt here. They should have kept this battery anywhere else. They should have kept it maybe outside. That would be okay. But keeping it in an enclosed compartment where they have this cylinder, it is a risk. I also feel it is a risk. Then it has a tilted battery. This is also a risk. See, if the battery is a solid state battery, then probably it can be installed tilted. But if it is a acid battery, then acid will overflow, it will fall somewhere, and it causes corrosion. That acid is acid, it causes corrosion, and it is bad. Besides, gas formation will happen. Whenever acid falls on something, the gas formation will happen. That is bad for health too. So basically, having this kind of a tilted battery is a risk. So this battery installation I did not like at all. They should really rethink this thing. They should think about this battery installation. But this battery installation, they have at least, I hope that this must be a solid state battery so that it can be installed tilted manner. Another thing is, I don't know whether solid state batteries can be installed in a tilted manner. That thing you have to confirm from Exile. So about the battery, please ask Bajaj company, Bajaj showroom when you try to buy this bike, and also ask Exide company also that, this is the battery being used in my bike, can I install it in a tilted manner? Even if it is a solid state battery, can I install it in a tilted manner? Exide or Amaron, whichever battery it is, these companies should tell you that, yeah, you can install it in this manner, then it is safe. But if they are also not sure, then maybe don't buy this bike. They should do some R&D about this installation should have been outside the bike somewhere. That would be a better position, so that gas formation, if there is a sparking, the gas formation, if gas is getting accumulated here and there is a sparking here only, it is a risk. Okay, so I have told you all the risks about this battery. Kindly confirm with Bajaj as well as the battery manufacturers. Is the cylinder safe? Now Bajaj says that this is a figure that Bajaj official website has given, that this cylinder is PESO certified CNG cylinder. Now I am assuming that PESO is actually Petroleum and Explosive Safety Organization. This is their official website. I am assuming it is PESO. They should have given clearly the link of this PESO. They haven't. So ask your showroom, what is PESO? Like, see, USA stands for United States of America, but it also stands for Ulhasnagar Association, right? Yeah, it can be anything, yeah. So I'm assuming that this PESO is this only, but you ask your showroom person, and at least in the brochure somewhere they should have given the correct official website of this PESO. That would be a better thing. Now, power and performance. Definitely power and performance is compromised, because the maximum power is in CNG mode. See, they have given power and torque only in CNG mode. Okay, I'm assuming that the power and torque will be a little different when the fuel type changes. When it is petrol, then probably that engine must be performing a little better or a little lesser as compared to the CNG engine. But they haven't given any petrol figures. Now, even if we compare CNG figures, then also the performance is really low. Power, normally for all the other 125cc petrol bikes, the power is usually around 10 to 11 PS. What is PS, what is HP, what is BHP, I have given below. So I've given the same units everywhere, so that you can compare. So it is 10 to 11 units. And the power for this bike under CNG is 9.5 units. Okay, so the power is going to be a little less. Torque is also less. Torque is 11.2, or mostly torque is also around 10 to 11 Newton meter, or you can just call it units. Okay, same unit is being used throughout the column. This bike is only 9.7 units. 11 units, 9.7 units. So you are going to feel that change, but the change is minimal. It is not huge. It is 1.5 units in power as well as torque. 1.5 units, you will find a decrease in power as well as decrease in torque. Got the idea? Mileage is okay. See, the petrol mileage is 65 kmpl. Normally all the 125cc bikes nowadays have a 65 kmpl mileage. So this mileage is okay. Not so good, not so bad. Okay. CNG mileage is 104 kilometer per kg. Remember this. What is the capacity of a CNG? It is 12.4 liter, also called as 2 kg. So that in that CNG cylinder, you can fill 2 kg CNG, and since it is compressed natural gas, it is 12.5 liter. So when it will uncompress, it will become 12.5 liters. Got the idea? So this mileage, very intelligently, this company has given the mileage in kmpg, means kilometer per kg. They have not said kmpl. Okay, so if they would have said kmpl, then per liter, so 6.25, so divide this by 6.25, that will be kmpl. So you won't like that figure, right? And that's why they have given it in kilometer per kg. But notice that your bike is going to have only 2 kg of CNG. So your range is not 102 multiplied by 12.5. It is 102 multiplied by just 2 kg. So it is going to be only 200 kilometers. So the range of this bike is really low. On CNG, you have range of only 200 kilometers. Okay. And even if you add this 130 kilometers of petrol range, then also the total range, if you fill maximum CNG and maximum petrol, then also the total range is only 330 kilometers. Now notice the range that other 125cc bikes are giving you. The range of all these bikes are 500 and above. Here the range is only 330 kilometers. Okay, even Bajaj Pulsar gives you a range of 564 kilometers. Even other Bajaj company bikes also give you a much better range. So don't think that your range will increase due to CNG. No, the range is not increasing at all. CNG is just a cheaper fuel. That is it. You are getting no other benefit out of this bike. You are getting a little risk about the CNG cylinder catching fire due to sparking due to battery. So there is a risk, but there is only one goodness that you get out of it, and the good factor is only that the CNG rate is low, and that too it is low at the moment. It completely depends upon Modi Sarkar, and Modi Sarkar has been very very अनभरोशाची सरकार, त्याच्यावर काहीच भरोसा करता येत नाही गव्हर्नमेंटवर. You cannot put your trust into this government. This government said that this petrol prices अरे बहुत हुई महंगाई की मार अब की बार मोदी सरकार, and the same guy has made petrol as costly as 120 rupees per liter. It used to be 40 rupees per liter in Congress time, and still they used to say कि बहुत हुई महंगाई की मार. Now it is 120 rupees per liter. So I don't know, CNG prices also he might increase. We don't know about it. Okay, the main problem is it is difficult to live in India nowadays in Modistan. So till now it seems that CNG is going to be, but see, you are buying a bike for at least 5-10 years, and if this Modi guy stays in power, God knows what new twist he is going to give. Maybe he'll say, अरे देश के लिए इतना नहीं कर सकते, CNG का रेट बढ़ा दो. He can do whatever he likes. So it is a little risky. I am telling you all the aspects. It's a good thing that people have come up with a CNG bike. It's a good innovation. Very good, Rahul Bajaj ji. But unfortunately, the country is a risky place to live in nowadays due to Modi. It is Modi's fault. It is not Rahul Bajaj's fault. Company has done a great job. But yeah, with the battery, company has not done a good job with the battery. Now, few miscellaneous features that really don't matter, but the company anyways tells you, is this kind of a fork sleeve protector. What will it do? It will protect your shock absorbers from dust and muck, as their website says. Absolutely useless feature, good for nothing. Then it says it has LED headlamps. LED headlamps comes only in the topmost version and the second version. The third version, that is the lowermost version that they have, does not have LED lamps. Okay, and LED lamps anyways don't matter. Digital instrument cluster. Yeah, it says, or a Bluetooth connectivity. Nothing. See, Bluetooth connectivity means you cannot take calls on this. You will only get missed call notifications, or oh, who is calling, the name might flash. That is maximum that you can get. Caller ID is there, that means the name might flash. Oh, somebody is calling you, that is it. But you still have to take the phone manually. It is not having a speaker and a microphone. It is such an idiotic move. If you are making an instrument cluster having Bluetooth connectivity, then why would you not give a small speaker into it? Why would you not give a microphone into it? I don't know what happened. Maybe their innovation budget was consumed already. But yeah, this is a mistake. This is a miss out of by Bajaj. Okay. Then government. Yeah. No, see, this is why I find it fishy. Yaar. This Rahul Bajaj. Initially, people said that Rahul Bajaj is against BJP. Oh, he is saying, oh, petrol prices are rising. He is commenting on that. Now the same BJP ministers are patting the back of this Rahul Bajaj, putting an arm around him. Arre Bapa. So I'm feeling risky, but but in this country, unfortunately, whatever Modi thinks, that only happens. So if a Modi minister is putting an arm around this guy, then this guy will succeed. Okay, whether his bike is good or bad, that doesn't matter. Modi will make him succeed. So now it is up to you to decide here, whatever. I don't mind. You buy a petrol bike, you will die out of poverty. Okay. You buy the CNG bike, you might die out of explosion. It's risky both ways. So you decide what to do. But I'm telling you all the aspects of this thing. Now, this bike is currently available only in Gujrat and Maharashtra. Why? Because this is the circuit of CNG. CNG comes to a pipeline, right? So this is how that pipeline is there. So it all started from Gujarat. All the good or bad things normally nowadays start from Gujarat only. So here, Gujarat is very well connected with CNG. Okay, and some most part of Western Maharashtra is very well connected by CNG, and that is why this bike is mostly being sold only in Gujarat and Maharashtra. Even in Maharashtra, only in this part. Okay, so that is why this is how it is. I mean, other states, wait for it. This bike has not come into your state so far, and it also depends upon the Gujaratis and the Marathis how well this bike will do. Whether Rajiv Bajaj is feeling confidence. If he's feeling confidence, then it will roll over to the rest of the states. It all depends. Okay. Now, Rahul Bajaj's future plan. See, most of his interviews, I have seen his interviews. He is playing a good manager. He knows that I don't have funding for it. He has spent some amount of money out of his own pocket, and he has spent it like ki theek hai yaar, even if it goes for a waste, let it go for a waste. I'll at least get some nice reputation. I'll get some publicity from people that he is a good guy, he is doing something for the environment. That is all that his motive was. Whether this project succeeds or not, it is based on luck. He is not putting his neck on the line for this project. First thing, he is expecting investors to come. He is expecting other people to invest money into this. Other people will put their neck on the line. He is not doing it. He definitely did research for research, whatever funding he did. But for manufacturing, Bajaj company is not putting their neck on the line. Okay, they want investment. Got the idea? And they are looking at the market, that how well this bike goes in Gujarat and Maharashtra, and depending upon that they'll scale up. They are making tall claims. What are the tall claims? See, Bajaj company is number 2 company in 125cc bike segment, 26% market. These are all tall claims. It's not even mentioning who is number 1. Okay, this is how he gives the interview. Especially on CNBC, you will see, you will find many interviews by Rahul Bajaj. In most of the interviews, the line is the same. Probably this channel is also, the CNBC is also, towing the line of Rahul Bajaj, and is giving publicity to this Rahul Bajaj. I don't know what is the contract between them, but most of his interviews come here only. No difficult questions are asked. All the easy, nice questions are being asked to Rahul Bajaj, and he is answering nicely. Rahul Bajaj says that Bajaj can ramp up the capacity up to 40,000 bikes per month by the end of this year. Whenever he says all this, now he says it with a lot of star marking. He says it with all the small letters. He says that, oh, that is our maximum capacity. Oh, we may do this. Everything is in if, may, but everything is like that. Nothing is concrete. Today, what is the capacity that they are using? Today, only 10,000 bikes per month are being sold or being manufactured. Sold to chhodi do, only 10,000 bikes are being manufactured at now. They might get saved in the inventory, and as the market increases, they might get sold. But this is how it is. They are planning to export it to other countries having CNG and LPG. Now, see, Rahul Bajaj, in the interview, he says, when if we can make a bike work on CNG, can't we make it work on LPG also? Yeah, those countries who have LPG, who don't use CNG, we may do this. Everything is in May. He has not launched a LPG bike yet. See, this is typically how you normally pitch your idea in front of investors. Even now, in the production state also, Rahul Bajaj is pitching his idea to the investors. That reduces my confidence in this bike as well as the company, by the way. So think about it, think about all these things. But it's a good move that they have come up with this bike. Then more bikes with different displacements and target customers will come up in the same platform. This is Rahul Bajaj saying on CNBC, the channel which never asks him any difficult questions. Okay, so this is how it is. Rahul said, one new bike per year can also come, may happen. Everything is in if then else. Okay, there is no guarantee. See, what I think about his interviews is probably he is just pitching the idea to his investors so that more and more people invest into it so that the production can be ramped up. He says, oh, we can ramp it up. Okay, are you funding it? Are you going to put that money into it? You want investors to put money into that. We can do that. I can also be the Superman if you help me a lot. If everything is in if then else, then it doesn't build so much of confidence. So it is not a company like maybe Tata has a lot of funding on its own. It does not have to borrow so much money. Bajaj has to borrow money. Okay, although it's one of the biggest brands in India, two-wheeler brands, it's also an exporting brand, but still Bajaj is Bajaj. Then if you still want to investigate, these three links are important. I mean, these three links I have mainly gathered most of my data. If you have any more sources, do let me know in the comment section. Let us initiate this conversation at least. See, I'm happy with the CNG bike being launched. They should work with the battery. Second thing is, they should not give interviews in which they are pitching their idea. They should give the interview about what they exactly did. They could have given interview on that frame. Yeah, that is your mindset. That's your idea. They should talk more about, okay, how is the battery installed? Oh, dicky space is lost. What will you do? Why is the seat so elongated? Talk about that. Talk about what you have done. Don't build castles in the air that, oh yeah, we may build up the capacity, we may ramp it up, oh, we may do this, oh, we may also export it to so many countries, oh, there is a lot of catchment area in this market. Leave it to other companies also to decide, and leave it to the people to come into the market or not. You don't give prophecies, Mr. Rahul Bajaj, but he has mostly just prophesized in most of his interviews. So that is what, that upsets me about this bike. But what I really like is that previously Bajaj company, Suzuki company, they normally used to talk about, oh my god, the government norms are very stringent, environmental rules are very stringent, we have to innovate so much, we will get out of the market, this is not right. Now at least there is a person who is trying to research. That is what I really liked. Then the frame that they have installed, very nicely done. I liked all these things about Rahul Bajaj, but I did not like the way he gave interviews. Okay, so now you let me know in the comment section whether this bike is safe or not, whether you will be buying it, whether you are interested in it, and what do you think is the future of CNG bikes, not just in India but across the world. Until next time, Jai Shri Ram. ये है अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव, अमित शिरासाव.